What's going on? Just gonna get a thumbnail really quick. That probably won't stick, but that's okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a quick update. It's like 2 in the morning. I'm super fucking tired. So still just buttoning stuff up. You don't really realize how much stuff is left to do until you start doing the last few little things, or what you thought was the few last little things, and then you're like, oh shit, all this needs to be done. Nothing crazy, not hitting any major snags, but stuff just takes more time than you originally think it's gonna take. So just a heads up, if you're doing your first swap or you procrastinate, don't, because things always end up taking a lot longer. So I got the front mount on. It took a little bit of finagling and just to get it to fit right. And the brackets they sent and the bolts that they sent didn't match up, so I had to find and make my own. That's what I get for trying to work with CX racing stuff. Next time I'll just buy like Blitz or HKS. But yeah, so how do you guys think it looks? I think it looks pretty damn good. I don't know if you remember, but all this wiring was like exposed like this. So I wrapped it with as much electrical tape as I could all the way up to here because it just gets too thick, but I think that looks way better. I ran some new vacuum line to the intake manifold. That's old line, and this is just flaking paint. It's not degraded hose. This is new. I routed the T that goes to the wastegate, so that's coming from the intake manifold hose. It's teed there, and then it goes around here and then just right to the wastegate. That gives the wastegate the signal to open whenever it reaches the optimal boost pressure. You guys already know that, most likely, if you're watching this video. What else? Oh yeah, I found this vacuum line. I wasn't sure where it went, but it actually goes to this Lamco gauge. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if these get sold as standalone gauges, but this is like the only cool thing that the previous owner did that's not shoddy. It's an old Lamco boost gauge like you get stock in some of the WXs. I think they started with the Blob Eye WXs, so super cool. It looks OEM because it's like built into the steering wheel surround, the column surround, so I really like that. That's the only compliment I'm gonna give the previous owner. I like having factory looking stuff. I don't really like the aftermarket gauge look. But yeah, I also put the intake in, not a big deal, but I like it. I like the epoxy. That's a nice piece. And the red, I don't know if I like the red. My MAF, oh, I did get my MAF, by the way. If you guys watched my old videos, and I had talked about the import company I bought from didn't send me the MAF, and it's like a $200 piece. So I emailed them. They actually did send it, so good on them. And they sent it with a Blitz intake, which I kind of like the color better. I think it blends in more, but I don't know, the red's cool too. Nothing wrong with having another intake filter. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. What do we have left to do? Oh, I bought a shroud too from somebody. He sold it as an SR shroud. I trusted him because, I mean, you should know like what shroud the car came from or what motor set at least. It's not. It was for a single slammer, a single cam KA24E, so it was only 17 bucks, but lesson learned. I bought an S14 SR20 shroud, so that'll sit in there. And that was like $80, so, but it's brand new, and that one's kind of old and dusty and has some cracks, so it'll blend well with the clean, nice new engine bay. Can't remember if I showed this in the previous clip or not, but I took some steel wool to the intake manifold, and then I hit it with Duplicolor ground coat, which is like gives it that, it's supposed to be like a sparkly sheen, and I wanted to see how it would work on here because I had the cans sitting around for years and never used them. I love it. It literally it has like an OEM look to it. This is when I bought the aluminum paint to paint the block and like the miscellaneous pieces down there, this is what I was looking for. So if you want something to look like this, like an OEM cast look, and it's all ran down, get Duplicolor metal cast. It's awesome. And then I hit it with the Duplicolor acrylic clear. I think it's acrylic. It's rated, it's engine temp rated. So I hit that with clear, so that'll be good to go. I'll insert a before and after because if you can't remember, this looked like shit and it was ruining how clean the rest of the engine looked. So really happy with that Duplicolor. So besides that, oh, and yes, I'm keeping it like that. It looks ghetto. It's really not. I just use these as spacers, and this is where my center mounted is super fucking solid. I'm shaking the car right now trying to move that so it ain't going anywhere. Yeah, just a recommendation. Obviously, you get what you pay for. I'm sure the FMIC itself is going to run fine, but if you don't have time to fuck around and possibly work with your own brackets and find some miscellaneous nuts and bolts that are going to work, just buy fucking brand name, HKS, Blitz, that kind of shit. Because that's like the only thing I cheaped out on was the CX front mount, and that's the only thing I had to like go out of my way to find shit for it to work. So lesson learned again. I just heard good things about it, so I wanted to try it for myself. Definitely not gonna go with CX anymore. I actually might find like a Blitz or HKS core and chuck that core in the trash and then keep the piping, because the piping's all right, but the core mounted and the hardware was just shit. So yeah, we're at 7 minutes already. I'm really good at dragging these videos out. I'm sorry, but just kind of a lot of info to get across. So at this point, what's left? So I need to cap off. That is the last thing I need to cap off. It would route to like a stock bypass valve setup, but I'm not running that, obviously. So I need to buy a big cap for that. I need to put the shroud in when it gets here. The harness will be here Wednesday, like I said in the previous clip. And then I'll put my diff in. I still haven't done that. I kind of just don't want to. It's a pain in the ass, but I might do that tomorrow if I have some time. And then after that, I can put at least the downpipe on and get that started. Yeah, so we're pretty much at the point of really just waiting for me to route the harness and bolt stuff up and on, because you don't want to like pour fluids and stuff and get all that ready to go before you have the other stuff set up, because if you do that, you may have to undo some things and that just wastes time. So I'm only going as far as I think I should go. But I mean, at this point, we're pretty much done. It's just a matter of getting the harness in, getting the diff back in, filling it up with fluids, and then we can pretty much test start it. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. And I will see you in the next one. Sorry that I'm at a loss for words, kind of. I'm just fucking tired as shit. It's 2 in the morning. I've had a lot of late nights working on this just because I want to. I enjoy it. So hope you guys are enjoying the content. I hope you're excited to see it finally in action and running and driving and doing stupid shit in it. So I'll see you in the next one.